Hey guys, what's up? If you're here for the video of the truck, obviously, skip until you see me showing y'all stuff with the truck. I hope it helps you. But for right now, those who want to listen in, want to give y'all an update. Kind of just about life. So I haven't really been on my phone, using my phone for, I don't know, like, because at work, like 3 days ago, it dropped and it broke. And no, it's not just the 3 days that I haven't been using it, but like even before that, like I had already deleted all my apps, uh, even my prize TikTok account because I had like almost 5,000 followers, and going through what I was going through, which is just, I don't even know what to call it, but just, I don't know. For once in my life, it just feels like I've been going through it head on and as present as I ever been. And I cannot tell you how much I appreciate the ability to think this way. To whereas before I was clouded with judgments of my own, constant overthinking, overanalyzing. It keep me up at night. And now it's almost like if like I live my days without a care in the world. But however, I do know the realities of, being negligent on parts of your life that would otherwise cause you stress. So I'm not saying that I'm just carefree about everything, but I have a way now of just not dwelling on things, and I wouldn't give it up for anything. And so, anyways, I just want to finish my thoughts off by saying the Light Phone 3 that I had ordered that was supposed to come, I went ahead and canceled because due to the tariffs, it was going to increase the price. I mean, not increase the price. It was going to delay the whole thing by 8 more weeks. So then it dawned on me that, I could use that money for what I've been spending on the truck, what I have going on right here, which is what I'm going to talk to you guys about the truck and all the things I got for it. Um, so I put a submit for request in, so I'm not getting it. And matter of fact, I already got my replacement for my new phone, the digitizer and the frame. That's all in here. I got it taken apart right there. All the screws, camera, battery. I just changed the battery. So I just gotta wait for it to come in tomorrow, put it on, and I'll have my phone back. And I guess to be honest with y'all, I really could have seen myself with that phone. I really could have. And I'm not bashing on anybody who loves the phone and is using it. I would have loved to use it, but it's just, I guess for the time being right now, like in my current financial and just where I'm at in life right now with everything, things change and things don't always turn out how you want them to. And so for now, it's just better for me to use that extra money for the stuff that I have to pay for here and get my phone fixed up, and have a phone again. And I may get a watch just so I can not be on my phone really as much. Um, I'm actually using my girl's phone right now. But anyhow, that's enough talk. I want to show y'all the truck and everything I got for it. So let me show y'all that right now. I'm not even gonna say I'm gonna clean this garage because honestly, I don't know, man. I think what the problem is I need a bigger I need a bigger house, and I need a bigger toolbox, and I need a shed. I need something. That's what my problem is. I'm not messy. Well, I guess I am, but I know where everything's at. But I need more space. Anyways, here, let me show you all this. Matter of fact, let me get the flashlight so that I can show y'all this. Good. Okay. So as you can see, right over. Actually, I put it in the truck, and this is something. This is something I took off. Let me show you here. Where is it at? It's on the other side. Not bad, y'all. So this is a part that I got from Rough Country, and let me show you. As soon as I get the chance. Okay, bear with me, y'all. So this part that I'm about to show y'all, I got from Rough Country. So Rough Country Premium Steering Stabilizer. So, and I got this from Amazon, by the way. So on Amazon it says it's for a 2-wheel drive, rear wheel drive, not the 4x4. And I was skeptical because I couldn't find their website on it saying it was for 2-wheel drive. However, Amazon said it was, so I ordered it. $68, $78, I think it was. And it fits perfectly. And let me just show y'all here. Damn, I'm gonna using my new shirt. Fuck. Anyways, so I've already got that bracket there, right there, and it hooks up like this and onto your steering bar right there, and it essentially dampens or stabilizes the movements whenever you're turning or whatnot, or even things as I don't know if the right term is called bump steer, but whenever you go over bumps with wheels, or if you got bigger wheels, it kind of helps dampen those movements. So I've got that, but I've also got this that I also got from Amazon, which was $78. Pretty cheap compared to another site selling it for almost $300. But this is the stabilizer for, let me put a better light to it. So this here, I don't know if you can see this really. So this bar, it goes from this is the, to give you an idea, this is the passenger side sway bar side or bushing, and it goes all the way down. Here's the driver side sway bar bushing. So it's a whole bar that attaches to those mounting points for the sway bar, both sides. And right here on the driver's side is this pillow block bearing. That comes with an adapter to tighten the to replace the nut for the gearbox, and you use this nut with basically a built-in shaft that slides into this bearing, and then you secure it, Allen screw secure it, and it effectively eliminates the shaft movement. Because if you lay under here and you move this thing, I'm not going to show you now, but if you move this thing, this shaft, like the actual shaft coming from the gearbox, it flexes. And I want to say, because I had her move it even with this system installed, it flexes maybe some. I couldn't really tell. I didn't really pay attention too much. But whatever movement there is, it's reduced by this setup here. So I did feel a noticeable improvement. Not too big, not like night and day difference, but I did. And then you couple that with this stabilizer thing, there is a difference to be stated. Now that being said, I'll admit that I've also went ahead and replaced everything, like all the suspension, the upper control arms, lower control arms, so that way all the bushings are good, not just the upper and lower ball joints. I've got new bump stops. I got bushings for the sway bar end links. everything that needs a grease point here has been replaced. Um, what else? What else? What else? The shocks have been replaced. Um, my rotor, my rotor hub assembly has been replaced. Brake pads are new. The calipers are new. You can tell by how shiny they are because the bolts were kind of seized on the. So I got them replaced, and it no longer drifts or anything like that. And it was like $44 on Amazon too. I get a lot of my stuff from Amazon because it's cheap, it works, and it beats the heck out of buying the seals and replacement parts and doing it all yourself. Because to be honest, I didn't want to mess with it, even if it was a few bucks cheaper. And anyhow, so I've changed all that. It got an alignment from Firestone. The tires are here are pretty worn, and they're different on all the vehicles. However, my neighbor, he has a set of wheels and tires that he's selling, wanting to get rid of. They're brand new, off of I think a 2020 Dodge Ram 1500, and he simply just didn't want them. They're brand new, and it got maybe 90 to 80% tire tread, and it's the good kind. It's the good tires, good chunky tires. So I ordered some spacer adapters from 5 lug to 6 lug adapter wheel adapters. So when those come in, I'll be switching my setup and having those new set of wheels and tires, and I'll take it back to the alignment to get a final alignment with everything I've done, and this truck should ride a whole lot smoother. Because before this, the truck, there was so much play in it, that I mean, I knew how to drive it, but it had so much play with that it's ridiculous. And it still has play. It still has play. Now, mind you, I'm gonna cover everything. I've covered everything from like what I've just mentioned, right? Adding these things, switching all the components, the pitman arm, the idler arm, like everything, every bushing, everything has been replaced. And it helps some. And I even adjusted the nut on this gearbox that essentially lets you tighten or loosen up, or not loosen up, but tighten up the slack that you have in your steering wheel with this. But that can only do so much. With all that, it's still not there. But when I tell you that this stabilizer along with this shock stabilizer, it does make a difference. It does help, and I like the way it feels. Now the only thing I'll mention is, I was gonna save this for a different video, but it shouldn't take me that long to explain. When you mount this thing on this end, it mounts to that bracket you see right here, right there, which just sits at a 90. However, this bracket here, you can kind of tell it's not a direct 90 degree. It has a sort of a angle to it. This might be being picky, but when you go and bolt this and you tighten it, right? I'm gonna try to line this up with the video. So the top plate, I'm trying to give you an idea. So it aligns at a perfect 180, aligned to the steering bar right here, right? So it puts the bushings at a critical angle to where the bushings actually started to tear, and that's not good. So my idea to kind of remedy this problem or potential problem is to add kind of like a beveled square spacer and maybe round it off a little bit, so I can add like maybe 1/2 inch spacer to take up that slack, so that when I tighten it, it squeezes in everything together flush, and it keeps the bushings from being at a bad angle, so to speak. If you get my drift, I don't know if that made sense or not, but that's why I actually have this off right now, because I try to use some a piece of just metal, and it didn't work. I actually need something beveled and that'll fit the groove of that bar there. But anyhow, Um, one last thing before I go, for those that are either on the same track as me and are trying to get to just eliminating the play out the steering wheel completely, there is a website, company, I forgot what it's called. Uh, and if anybody's interested, let me know and I'll probably comment it down on the video. I'll take the time and look for it, but right now I'm not. But there is a company that sells. I guess it's remanufactured, right? But they seem to have good reviews, and they seem to have different options for you. So there's a company that makes these gearboxes that will bolt right onto your truck, and it comes with two things worth mentioning. One of them was they can add additional inlets or outlets for some kind of extra feature if you so want it to be. And the second thing, they come with a 3-turn and a 4-turn gearbox. So the 3-turn one, I guess the ratio is different, so it allows you to do a full turn just on 3 rotations, or the stock 4 rotation. Um, I'm opting to get just the 4 stock rotation one. Um, but another thing they mentioned on their site is it's, and I think this came from reviews, but it basically eliminated all of the slack. I think that's what they said, like virtually zero slack, or something like along those lines. Because I know most of the problem at this point is the gearbox itself, or the shaft in the gearbox. I'm not sure. I think it's like 500 something. Plus your core, they'll return you a 375. Well, in total, it'll be 800. But, provided that you give your core back to them, it comes out to be like 5 something. So I'm going to do that next whenever I have it freed up for me to do so. And, yeah, I mean, I look forward to having it. And I'm still going to keep all this setup. I think this really does a good job. And even though it's not a big night and day difference, it is a difference that you can feel, uh, even if it's subtle. Um, it is a difference you can feel, and it's worth getting, because of the simple fact that this no longer just stabilizes it, but I'd also argue, sorry, that what's the word I'm looking for? It prolongs the life of the gearbox. It protects it. It makes it safer. And then this here also, I would say, adds to that. But this here is actually pretty nice to look under when you see it under there installed. So anyhow, that's all I wanted to talk to you all about. God dang. My bad, John. Let's see. I'll close up now. Okay, guys. That's all I wanted to share with y'all. That's all I wanted to mention. Um, oh, and I'm also changing the rear brake pistons too tomorrow. I'll probably do that tomorrow. But anyways, that's all I wanted to say. Give y'all update, and what else? What else? What else? I feel like I should say something because I've been wanting to, but I'm not exactly sure. I guess it's maybe just a thought of like me thinking that people, I don't know, come to me to get something that would help them, or wisdom, but I honestly, I sometimes I don't have anything. I don't. all I have and all I know right now is that, and I know this sounds weird to say, or at least it used to sound weird to say, but all we have is right now. Whoops. All we have right now. And, not being on my phone or any social media, I don't know, it's kind of, and like I said, I want to say this happened even before not really using my phone and deleting the apps. I think it's something that I've been slowly working on, but ultimately, you can't just change things overnight. But I feel better in thinking. I feel better about my days. I feel better about work. I feel better uh, of just everything, of how I live my life. I feel I feel as I know myself more than I've ever have. Um, I'm not ashamed for the things that I drive and what it looks like. I I know who I am, and I know that not everybody will like us for who we are, but I've already tried the other road of making, how do I put it? I've already went down the other road of making it seem uh, like I fit in everywhere, like I better not steer too far or do this, or people might think this way. Because it eats at you inside. And I think for once, and I'm not the first one to say it, I've heard it somewhere. And I, for once, will rather have the world turn against me or hate me than for me to hate myself inside. So it's not that I love who I'm becoming, because we're all who we are. We only just sometimes, my bad, hold on now. It timed off on me. We are who we are, but sometimes in this life, at some point, we we stop being curious about ourselves, and we lose ourselves. And maybe like Jim Carrey said it best is, maybe, and I don't know if this is right. This is just my interpretation of what he said, so don't quote me on it, but maybe the reason why we're depressed is because for so long we've been pretending to be somebody we're not. Or for so long we've put up a mask that you need long rest of having that mask, because that's not who you are. I don't know. Try not to think about it too much. But anyways, good night. I'll see y'all tomorrow or whenever. I'm gonna go to sleep. Good night.